What's up guys, welcome back to part 2 of the deep clean series, or should I say part 2 of the interior, which is part 1 of the deep clean series. I know it's all a bit confusing, but if you haven't already seen part 1, then I will put the link up here somewhere for you to go back and watch that. I am currently sat in the car with no interior. It all will make sense if you watch part 1. So yeah, I had to kind of cut that video short guys, because when I started editing it up I was already at 16 minutes summit. If you see part 1 and you see how long it is, then you'll understand that was just yesterday's footage. But today the GoPro is back on the head strap, all fully charged up, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be applying this. Now, as you'll have seen from the next part of the video, I do go through everything that's in the kit and look at the box and review the products inside, or should I say cover over the products inside and go through the instructions, etc. So now I'm going to bang the GoPro on and show you how hard it is to apply this stuff. Now, I do just want to say, because I know I didn't cover it in the first video, this is a product I bought myself. I am in no way sponsored by Auto Finesse, although I wish I was, because I'm a massive fan of their products. And also guys, in terms of detailing, paint correction, etc, of all what's to come, I'm not a professional. This is something that I do as a hobby. Everything else is self-taught. I do try and follow things by the book, but as I say, by all means, I am not a professional. So without further ado, let's crack on. So guys, got the box. First thing you want to do is get your gloves out and put your protective gloves on, because this stuff can apparently irritate your skin, especially if it is sensitive and everything else. The next thing you want to do is get your bottle of fabric coating. So one thing that I learned, as you'll have already gathered, is obviously we don't need the leather stuff, which I knew that anyway. We also don't need the microfiber cloths either, because we don't have leather. I did do the seats and everything last night, so as you can hear, got liquid in, empty. So one bottle got me 2 very liberal coats on the seats and mats. This bottle is for the carpet. Now I know it kind of looks a mess because there's bits of carpet up here, and obviously I've got the cloths and things, so we're just going to have to sort of work around that guys. But I will show you exactly how hard it is to apply a coat. So simply, tell you what we'll do. We'll start at this side, move all this out the way, give the bottle just a nice little gentle shake. The carpet is all dry because it's been drying overnight, and you simply it's as hard as that guys. Now, I'm not too focused on the middles because the mats, as I say, are already coated. But yeah, I just wanted to do all of it as much as I can anyway, just so that we know it is done. But I'm not too bothered about the middles. And then for the last bit, if I can find the door handle. And that is the first cut. Time is currently, call it 11:15. At 2:15 I can come back and put the next cut on. So guys, while we're waiting for that stuff to go off, I thought I would start working on the interior plastics. And I did give them a quick wipe down yesterday, but they're not the best, so I'm just going to go through a couple of things with you. So first off, you want some form of brush, preferably a detailing brush, but I don't own one, so I have a clean paintbrush. One thing you don't want to be doing is squirting in the car, because the mist, you can't control it, so you don't want it going all over the stuff that you've already done. So you either do it outside of the car or directly into the brush. So just to be safe, there we go. And then you just want to start getting into all the areas. And the thing about using the brush is it's going to get into the nooks and crannies a lot more. If you need to add a bit more, just simply squirt a bit more. And you just want to get the best coverage that you can get. And then once it's done, grab your clean microfiber, and hopefully, as you can see, it's taken the mud out. And you just want to do that on all the plastics. So next target area we'll go for, just trying to see where the dirtiest bit is, probably that door card. So we'll jump to that side and we'll do the bottom there, so that we can see again just one more time how it works. As you can see here, we've still got some mud. So once again, good squirt. Once we've got full coverage, get your microfiber, as you can see, looks good. So, and the best thing about when you use a brush is you can get into the holes on your speakers, so that when you're doing it, once that's all fully dried, it'll look good. I have already done this, but it's just a couple of bits that I've missed. And just simply wipe it down. And if your plastics aren't battered like what these ones are, they do come up pretty good. So I'll get the rest of the car done, and then I will show you something else. So guys, apparently, I don't know how true it is on this steering wheel, but I guess we'll find out. This here is apparently not wear. So the way to fix it is to get yourself your brush, ignore the label on the bottle, some warm soapy water. This is just warm water with fairy liquid in, and simply be able to just brush. So once again, let's try it. Because as we know, soapy water is a good degreaser. So let's cover all angles of the wheel. Do I reckon it's all covered? Right, shall we find out? Put that brush there so it's not touching the carpet. Grab a clean microfiber. I mean, some of it is wet, but by God, it does look a lot better. Wow. It has also made the wear stand out a lot more. So that lot is wear there, I think. I shall give it another go. No, that is definitely wear on the steering wheel, but tell you what, let's get a bit of the excess off, and we'll just tidy all this up while we're at it, because you don't want to be using anything greasy or slick on your steering wheel. The last thing you want to be doing is using the steering wheel in your hand whilst you are trying to drive. I'd say that's come up quite good. Right. Does look a million times better than when we started. Is if you get yourself, this looks mucky, but it's been freshly washed and everything. Obviously it's just a bit of staining, but if you just give it a light spray just to make it a bit damp, and then just simply hover it over the dash, it does remove that. A fantastic job of pulling all the dust out because of the palm. So that's the best way to de-dust your dash without dust everywhere. And you can even just use it on your bezels, because you don't want to be using anything rough on your bezels because it scratches very easily. So just by using one of them, it pulls it up quite well, and then at the end I'll dry it all off and buff it off with a microfiber. So next thing is you want to do what you did to all your plastics on your dash. So I've got a bigger brush for this, it's all clean. Once again, spray into the brush and simply start working your way once it's done, using the microfiber that you have been using for this stuff, get a nice dry spot and simply buff it off. Now this is just the decontamination stage, it's not dressed or anything yet, but already just look at how shiny that's come out. It's looking $1 million already. So guys, seats are now back in. I don't know how much of it got caught on the GoPro. I guess we'll find out when it comes to editing up, because it did die whilst I was putting in the passenger seat. Just a quick lesson. On the driver's seat, make sure it's dropped to the lowest setting so that you can clear the steering wheel. Reason being, you end up with this. Caught the seat rail on the car and it's just proper gouged into the paint. So I spent all that time earlier trying to mess about with this area and clean it up, and then I've gone and done that. So future lesson, and I've scratched plastic there. Future lesson, put microfiber towel down or something to save the paintwork, and go careful with your seats. So yeah, hope you're all enjoying it so far. Yeah, I hope you're all enjoying the video so far. It is now starting to look like a car again, but for some reason this camera wants to make everything look so much worse than what it actually does in person. So I don't know how much justice it's bringing out. Hopefully the GoPro footage is showing the improvements more. The final thing to do later on is I'll put the mats in once they're fully finished curing, and then tomorrow I will be covering the glass. So I will catch up with you in the morning. So guys, we're on day 3 of the interior detail. So today it's just the final touch. As you can see, the car is all back together, looking fresh, smelling fresher than ever. God, it smells great. Look at the back. Don't mind that. I was just tidying some bits up that I'd missed. So yeah, so it's the final bits now, which is the glass. Now, I don't know how well it's going to pick up how dirty the glass is, but it's bad. And all you need, like I mentioned before, I do have other company products. It's not just Auto Finesse. So I have Auto Glim car glass polish, and then simply you just need 2 of these. I've got a blue one and a green one, just waffle cloths. So one is for applying the product, and the other one is just to buff it off. Now unfortunately the GoPro is out of action at this point, so I have to do as best as what I can with the camera to be able to show you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of the cloths loaded up with some product, and then hold the phone with one hand whilst putting it on with the other, and then obviously we'll just swap cloths and see what the result is. Now to be fair, I don't know if the dirt, right, so the dirt's on the outside of the window. So I'll do the outside of the window and we'll go from there. So guys, I've put a fair bit on this side. I don't know how well you can see it on the camera, because there's some scratches in the glass, and I was just curious to see if you put it on fairly thick and give it a good polish, whether it will remove the scratches. As you can see, they are very faint, but they do look a lot better. Don't forget, when you're doing this, guys, you want to be doing both sides of your glass. Once you know you've got everything, you can simply just sit back and admire the clean glass. So guys, as you've seen, the glass is all done now. Everything is finished up. I haven't done the boot, so I'm just going to do that off camera. Just because there's going to be a bit of a long time sorting that carpet out, but it is just the same steps as I was cleaning the carpet in here, the seats, the mats, etc., which you've all seen. So it is going to be the same steps. It's just that it's going to take me quite a long time. and considering I'm already in day 3 of filming, and this has actually ended up being split into 2 separate videos, one on the Friday, one on the Saturday. Obviously I've decided not to include that and do it off camera, but when it comes to the next part of the series, which will be the wheels off detail or the engine bay, I haven't decided which way I'm going to do it yet. When we come to doing that, I will show you the boot. So yeah, I do hope you enjoyed both the videos. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, do go down and hit that subscribe button and also ring the notification bell for all future notifications. But yeah, I hope even if you haven't necessarily enjoyed the video, I hope you've taken something from it for your own car, for your own interior detail, especially considering winter. I don't know whether we're just in the middle of it, whether we're coming out of it or what, but by now winter's definitely got hold of a lot of our cars. As you've probably seen from me walking around the car whilst videoing this, the outside of it is filthy. So winter is definitely biting. You saw the state of the car when we started this, and now, granted, I know we've got wear marks and battered plastics and everything else, but I've been joking with my missus saying you can change the 60 on the number plate now to a 70 in here, because it's literally come out 99.9% like a brand new car, except for the obvious damage which it's occurred over the last 10 years, especially 9 years of its life being a rough one as a police car. So yeah, if you do have any questions, anything that you're not sure on, any feedback on what I maybe could have done better. Obviously this was the first video using the GoPro head strap and actually learning how long the camera lasts, so it wasn't great because it kept dying on me, but at the same time I was out here for hours. I was out here from the minute the sun came up actually till the minute the sun went down, or the minute it had all defrosted if it was a frosty morning. So yeah, I was out here literally sometimes 6-7 hours during a day doing it, and the GoPro just doesn't have the battery capacity for that, clearly. So it was a learning curve. Hopefully when it comes to doing the engine bay and the wheels off detail, it will be a lot better. When it comes to doing the bodywork, I'm going to try and figure something else out alongside the GoPro, maybe something that I could, like a tripod that I can maybe mount my phone on, to get further distance shots and things. I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see on that. But yeah, I do hope you did enjoy it, and the way we'll finish it now is I will show some cinematics of the finished product to end the video. So guys, as I say, do hope you did all enjoy it. I hope you are all staying safe, and I hope this is maybe giving you guys some motivation to do it to your own car if you haven't already. But until the next time, take care.